black lung. You ain't gonna reach that gun. You ain't. You lost, my sick friend. You lost.
In the end, Margaret, despite my best efforts to the contrary, it turns out I've won. God damn you.
It is over. Now, Arthur. It's over.
I tried. In the end, I did.
I wasn't sure how I was going to make this video or if I should make this video, but here we are. Now before you click off the video, yes, this is a topic I've covered before previously, but I want to revise it and truly go in depth and touch on the real feelings and thoughts on this singular topic. The past that haunts me and letting it go. This is a quote that constantly comes to mind and makes me ponder a lot, and I want to share it with you guys. I am a man who spends way too much time in the past, worries too much about the future, and is non-existent in the present. I don't know if anyone has come up with this quote, but I thought of it like 8 days ago, so I'm going to trademark it with my signature. Okay, I'll admit the quote had inspiration from another that was created by Lao Tzu, who was a Chinese philosopher and writer during the BC time period. And his quote is, "If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present." Okay, so let me tell you this. Have you ever done something in the past that led to the loss of someone you care about? Like maybe your best friend of many years or a significant other, someone you hold very dear and close to your heart. Perhaps you chose to do some actions that weren't very morally right in that situation, and people hang it over your head days, months, years later down the line. And no matter how much right you've done or tried to change, they always looked at you the same as they did before. Yeah, this video's for you. Now, I need you to
Have some goddamn faith.
because I have
A goddamn plan.
I have just the story for you, and it'll make sense by the end of this video. We've all done something egregious at some point in our life that we deeply regret, and sometimes maybe often look back on and wish we were much wiser in our situation and handled things more properly than our past selves did. Now this isn't no D'Angelo, but this is going to be a crash of worlds, but just hear me out. Our actions have consequences, just like how Arthur Morgan contracts tuberculosis from collecting the debt from Thomas Downs.
No.
You borrowed money from my business partner, Herr Strauss. You owe him, you took the money. He wants it back, what's not to understand? Where's our money?
I don't have it.
Sell your place.
We already owe more than it's worth.
Then sell your wife, or your family, or something. We ain't your idea of charity. Is that clear?
Thomas!
What are you looking at?
Thomas!
I said what you looking at, woman.
My husband isn't well. If we could just have more...
Like I said, we ain't nobody's idea of charity. Get us the money.
Once he gets diagnosed, he truly comes to face the reality of his actions, and with the gang's decline in mentality and its worth.
Now, what's wrong? I mean, what appear to be the symptoms?
Well, I think you've heard them. I'm coughing.
Is there any blood?
Sometimes.
Okay, now here. Breathe. Again. Yeah. Let me see your tongue. Say ah.
Ah. What is it?
It's not good news.
Well, I guess that.
You got tuberculosis. Really sorry for you, son. It's a hell of a thing.
What you mean?
You're real sick. It's a progressive disease, and you'll be... Now, the best thing is rest, and getting somewhere warm and dry, and taking it easy. Now, is that possible?
He realizes what type of man he really is, and after a few discussions with Mother Calderon, of course.
Mr. Morgan! Are you okay?
Well, never better. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm on my way down to Mexico. They're finally sending me on a mission. Brother Dorkins is very jealous. What's wrong?
I'm dying, sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I got TB. I got it. Beating a man to death for a few bucks. I've lived a bad life, sister.
We've all lived bad lives, Mr. Morgan. We all sin. But I know you.
You don't know me.
Forgive me, but that's the problem. You don't know you.
What do you mean?
I don't know, but whenever we happen to meet, you're always helping people and smiling.
I had a son. He passed away. I had a girl who loved me. I threw that away. My mama died when I was a kid. And my daddy, well, I watched him die. And it weren't soon enough.
My husband died a long time ago. Life is full of pain. But there is also love and beauty.
What am I gonna do now?
Be grateful that for the first time, you see your life clearly.
Sure.
Perhaps you could help somebody. Helping makes you really happy.
But I still don't believe in nothing.
Often, neither do I. But then I meet someone like you, and everything makes sense.
You're too smart for me, sister. I guess I'm afraid.
There is nothing to be afraid of, Mr. Morgan. Take a gamble that love exists and do a loving act.
All aboard!
I shall try.
I know you will.
Deep down is a troubled man facing the errors of his past that he can't erase, but with the limited time on earth he has, he uses it to finally see the light and understand who he is as a person, despite not believing in anything, even when others look at him for who he is on the outside, an outlaw.
And how are you?
Never better?
Are you sure?
I'm quite sure, sister.
You know, a long time ago, I was like you.
I very much doubt that.
Oh, no, I did terrible things, awful things. And I could not stop doing terrible things because I did not believe that goodness existed. And then one day, I saw that love did exist, And ever since then, doing bad things became, well, not impossible, but ridiculous.
I guess I'm just hoping for a dignified exit.
I shall pray for you.
Oh, I'm not a religious man, sister. I'm an outlaw.
Oh, what fun. Religion is just a word. Hearts are rarely pure, but equally they are rarely impure either.
Well, that's an interesting way of putting it.
To me, God is people and people are God, so we must all do what we can. These people are starving. Go find them some food. Don't worry so much about your heart. The actions will lead, and the heart follows.
He's a good man with a good heart deep down, but through tough circumstances and the lack of love received when he was younger, falls into a life of crime. Can we just take a second to realize how much work Rockstar put into the development of this singular character? You really have to give them props. I hope we get great characters along with excellent character development like this in GTA 6. What was I talking about again? Right. Arthur's past was very troublesome, as yes, his actions were not justified, but he did them because he cared, although deep down he admits to having some sort of resentment and guilt of doing them. He talks about these events in his journal pages, by the way. He still tried to redeem himself and change who he was in the end. He didn't do it to be thanked or for forgiveness.
Here, take this. I don't need it no more.
I don't want your money.
Yeah, I know you don't want it.
I don't.
You sure as shit need it. Take it.
No.
I ain't looking for forgiveness. It ain't about that. Don't forgive me. Just take the money and get out of here. Please. I know I ruined your life. I suffer for it every day. But don't let yourself get killed for pride. I seen it kill too many folk. Don't say anything. Don't thank me. Just take the money and pack your bags. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
I said don't thank me. Get out of here. Please. It's just... we lent Arthur some money, you see, and...
So it was you. You son of a bitch. What do you want now? You want my boy's shoes? You want the food out of our bellies, what little there is? You want me to lie down for you?
No.
Arthur gave everything to pay your bills. Everything. And now there's some fellas coming to take the house. There ain't nothing left, mister.
I just wanted to say the debt's canceled and here, take this. It won't bring your husband back, I know. You need money and I don't.
Well, you're a good man. I just wish you'd done it before he worked himself into the grave.
It's all right, my darling. You can come out.
Oh, crap. I probably should have helped you fix the damn wagon.
We could probably still save something.
Really now?
Look, you can take this silver locket for the debt.
Damn the dad. Just get her somewhere safe. Go on.
Thank you, fella. You know, there ain't enough kindness in this world, that's for sure. But you...
I don't know nothing about kindness.
He did these acts of kindness because it meant a lot to him.
We ain't both gonna make it. Go. Now. I'll hold them off. It would mean a lot to me.
Arthur is such an in-depth character that alone I can make many references to his story, but that's a talk for another time. And as much as I like to glaze him shamelessly endlessly, we're on borrowed time. Let me get back to the subject at hand. The moral is some of us come from a past of disingenuous acts that we've done out of anger in our situations, but not because it's pure hatred, but because we can't fathom how poor the situation at hand is. And we act out of raw emotion and lack of self-control that we don't realize it until it's said and done. Not everyone is going to be forgiving of what you did. I mean, John Marston himself said it.
People don't forget.
Nothing gets forgiven.
That's true.
I know what it's like to take action without self-control and things spiral into something even worse. I've been suffering from those same decisions I made for almost 5 months now, and I can't beg for forgiveness, and what I did won't be forgotten. It's hard to forgive myself, but I have no choice but to try and find peace and learn to be a better person before it's too late, because you hurt the wrong people who are in your life.
But surely you cannot hate a man for the sin of loving his daughter and wanting better for her than
And me?
the choices you
What
make.
choice did I have? Did I ever have?
Oh, I know. You had to live by your code. But your code is... well, it's not right. Oh. Is it too late for us, Arthur?
I can't lie to you. I'm a wanted man, Mary. If anyone close to me, well, they're wanted too, and I can't have you wrapped up in that. But it's coming to an end. This time it really is.
Run away with me, Arthur. Run away right now and don't look back.
I want to. More than anything, I want to. But I've got some people I need to take care of. Once they're free, then I'm free. Then I can disappear.
But Arthur...
If we're gonna run away anywhere, we need money. Soon, I'll have some.
I know you won't run away. But it's a pretty dream.
Very pretty, but I will once I get some money. I had some. Then some fool got it trapped into a town that I can't go back to. That's another story.
I'll write you.
A letter came for you.
Oh, okay.
I know it's from that Mary.
Mary?
She ain't worth it, Arthur.
Who is?
My dear Arthur, you never showed up. And now, after looking at the newspapers, I understand why. I don't imagine you'll receive this letter, but I, nonetheless, must send it. Arthur. Oh, Arthur. I was just starting to dream the silliest and softest of dreams. I miss you, and I will always miss you. But I cannot live like that. And it seems you cannot live any other way. When I'm with you, the world makes sense, but when we are apart, I see clearly that your world is not a world from which one can escape. I'm so sorry for everything long ago, and for starting up that business again. There's a good man within you, Arthur, but he is wrestling with a giant. And the giant wins time and again. You've broken my heart again, and I fear I have broken yours. And for that, I will never forgive myself, but you must let me go now. I enclose a ring you gave me many years ago, when we were both young. Not because I don't like it, but because I care for it far too much, and it reminds me too much of you. I hope one day you will find some people in love who can use this, for it kept me thinking of you all these years, and I hope by returning it to you, I can finally be free. Goodbye, Mary.
I know it's not easy, but we have to accept our past for what it is. Not only that, but to embrace it with grace and humility and pave a new path for our future. Meet Aiden Pierce, a 39-year-old hired gun and fixer in South Chicago. In 2013, he tried to pull off a heist that didn't go so well and resulted in the death of his 9-year-old niece, Lena.
Where? Anywhere.
I don't want to go anywhere. I want to go to Pawnee.
Okay, you're the boss. We'll go to Pawnee.
He is traumatized and haunted by the fact his past actions led to the death of his niece and is guilt-ridden to the point he shuts himself out from his family and watches them from afar.
These guys, I heard stories, man, like nothing I've ever seen before. You gotta walk away from this, man.
Why are you sitting here? He's coming, right? Not like last time. Jackson, I did invite him. It's been so long. Are you sure you called the right number? Honey, your uncle's a different kind of person. It doesn't mean he doesn't love us.
He can't forgive himself for what he's done, and he uses the scapegoat of tracking down who ordered the hit on him that led to that incident and wants to take anyone and everyone down who was involved with it. He doesn't know where he fits in with his family anymore. He wants to be there with them, but he feels awkward about it, and inside his mind believes they blame him for Lena's death, but it isn't the case at all.
You know who keeps leaving the flowers?
No. But that girl has a lot of friends.
Had. This is about letting go.
I know.
We've all suffered a horrible nightmare, but you have to stop trying to fix it.
I'm not trying to fix anything.
Aiden, I know what you're doing. I know you're chasing after the people that did this. And you do that, you put us all in danger again.
You are not in danger. Because I protect you.
Do you hear yourself? Aiden, why can't you stop?
Because... I need to know.
You are my brother, and I love you. But Jackson is my world, and I will keep you away in a second before I let him get hurt. Promise me you will stop. You can't save Lena.
I killed her.
No, you didn't. I don't blame you. But promise me you will stop. We need this as a family.
I promise.
He becomes so disconnected with the world around him that he's so emotionless to what he does in Chicago. Our actions have consequences. Consequences that not only affect you, but also others around you. In this instance, Aiden puts not only his sister Nikki in danger of being kidnapped,
6 years old. It's tragic.
Where are they?
Such a waste. All of this, it's such a waste. You know, the real tragedy here is that somebody like you was surrounded by so many fragile things. It makes you fragile.
Where?
That's not how it works. You don't want to answer that.
Yeah. Nikki! Where are you? Nikki!
Stop and think. You fuck around and she's dead. This isn't how I wanted it. But this is where we are. If you'd listened to me, things would be different.
Just tell me where they are.
Where they are? There's only Nicky. That little boy. I don't know where he is. Now, this is what's gonna happen. I point to a hard drive. I told you there was another hacker. That will lead you to his computer. Get it? And you'll find out who ordered the hit on us.
What do you really want?
You lost your right to question me. I want that hard drive. That's all you need to know. And that's the price for Nicky. Stop overthinking, Aiden. I'll need regular updates. In exchange, you get to talk to Sis. Quid pro and all that.
This won't end well for you.
Perhaps, but don't get clever. I really have no problem killing that girl.
But also his nephew Jackson.
Let me get you someplace safe. Come on, Jax. Come on. Let's go. Look on Jack's face. What did I do? I killed every one of them. What was I thinking? That's not who I am. Is it?
Eventually it gets to the point Nicky has to make a choice, either keep her brother in their life or do what's best for her son, as she can't have both in her life anymore.
It's over. For you guys.
But not for you. It's okay, Jax. Didn't have to be this way, but what other options do we have?
Are we okay?
Remember when we were kids? And I would follow you, and you'd try and get away from me, and stupid me, I kept trying. I didn't like your cars or hockey, and your friends were gross.
Yeah.
I followed you because I idolized you. Like Jackson does. And I kept hoping that you walked me around, but eventually I just hoped that you would look back.
All I can say is I'm sorry.
I'm not following you anymore.
I know.
All right, sweetie. We're leaving now. Say goodbye to your Uncle Aiden.
Are you coming with us?
No. Your uncle's staying here.
Bye, Jax.
Aiden by the end of the story loses everyone all due to his actions, and he doesn't feel any resentment to it, but feels more alive as he feels he's absolved his debt he felt he needed to pay for the death of his niece.
I can make any deal you want.
You have to help me. Something's happening. I don't know what to do.
Just say it.
I know I have proof.
Quinn's dead. This is the part where I'm supposed to say I feel empty, right? I'd be lying to myself. I finally feel awake. Like I can breathe again. And Lena? Nothing can change her death. But maybe I can still do something that'll make a difference. I don't know what Damien wanted in those final moments. Death, I suppose. I thought I could fix the little girl's death, but instead it led to all of this. Exposed lies, corrupted kings, a broken city. And me, changed man. I don't look back anymore. I don't regret. I look forward. Everything is connected, and I'll use that to expose, to protect, and if necessary, to punish.
There's so much deeper I can go on Aiden, but that requires some knowledge in the Department of Understanding Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder and the diagnosis analysis of him being a sociopath or psychopath. But I will be linking a video of someone who studies PTSD and the aspects of mental health down below if you're interested in checking it out for yourself. I bet you never thought you could learn something from a video game, but you can. You really can, and those developers are really creative in portraying these ideals and situations to show lessons that can be learned. And there's so many more gaming fictional characters I can create videos on for these type of subjects, and I love it because it allows me to express myself through something we all enjoy and can relate to in ways we wouldn't be able to else how. Also, I'll be linking a video to Can You Learn Anything from a Video Game down below if you're interested in checking that video out as well. Okay, I'll admit, I'm getting off track slightly, but you see how in-depth this video can really go.
May I stand unshaken amidst the crash of words. May
I felt I needed to revisit this video and redeem myself for the poor quality and attempt at explaining and going in depth on the subject in my video in the past. I took two different characters in two different worlds and timelines and was able to turn them into understandable scenarios on the topic of our troubled past. I did this because gaming changed my life, and it could change yours too. Gaming is more than just some pixels on the screen that we waste time endlessly on. There is a much deeper connection and understanding within a lot of these games we play day in and day out. Arthur Morgan and Aiden Pearce stand out to me the most. There are many more out there that can have the same in-depth analysis like I've done in this video. Arthur Morgan is loyal to a fault who thinks he's a bad man, but deep down and through his actions that aren't influenced, is a good man at heart, and although his past actions can't be forgiven and caused many people turmoil, and even was the reasoning for his inevitable demise, he chose to do what was right with the little time he had left and was able to see clearly on what truly matters to him. And even before the diagnosis of his sickness, moments of his kind heart would shine through every now and then, but he would play it off and tell himself he's a bad man and he doesn't deserve any good in it. Aiden Pearce's actions caused the death of his niece and for his family to leave him behind due to his actions of not letting go of his past and moving on. He kept seeking this validation to absolve a debt that his family don't blame him for and caused him to go down a dark path of vengeance that wasn't necessary. He doesn't realize what he's really done until a DLC in Watch Dogs Legion that takes place 16 years after his main story in Chicago. The moral of the story is, we have to let go of our past and learn from it, or we'll be doomed to repeat those same actions and hurt not only ourselves but others around us who genuinely care for us and want us to do better in life. We have to learn to forgive ourselves for what we've done despite the conclusion of how that situation went. I know what it's like to beat yourself up over past actions, and I understand the mental toll it can take on you, but hurt doesn't last forever. It's actually good for us because that means we're human, and not only that, it means it's a chance for you to grow, Strive to be more like Arthur Morgan and do the right thing before it's too late. If we are all good people, the world will be a better place. There is beauty and love in all the chaos, destruction, and hate in this world we live in. After 5 months of being by myself now, I've learned so much and grown from my past mistakes and actions I still regret to this day. Sometimes we have to lose someone or something, as yes, it was a blessing at the time, but it was also to teach us a lesson at some point in time, so we can be ready for what lies ahead in our future. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you for tuning in and watching the video. I hope I was able to portray an understanding of the subject and also help us relate to something we're all connected with. I also want to give a small update for the channel, as these videos take a great amount of time to prepare. Weekly uploads won't be a possibility at the current time, so they may be pushed to monthly until further notice, but I do have video ideas planned for November, which is subject to change, and a video in December to wrap up the year for my final conclusion of 2024. As you probably could tell, these videos take me a long time to script, as it's hard to gather my initial thoughts, as I have to continuously go back and rewrite to add more because there's so much more I can go in depth on, but I don't want to take up too much of your time, especially since the script is already 5 pages long, and I can't imagine how many words it is. Once again, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. As always, good night and good luck.
The many miles we walk, the many things we learn, the building of a shrine, only just to burn. That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Well, you're a good man. I just wish you'd done it before he worked himself into the grave.
Really sorry for your son. It's a hell of a thing.
And all you can do now is decide the man you want to be for the time you have left.
May the wind be at your back, good fortune touch your hand, may the cards lay out astray, all from your command. That's the way it is. That's the way it is.
You saved my life. You're a good man.
Thank you, Bella. You know, there ain't enough kindness in this world, that's for sure.
Maybe it's a sign, Arthur. Try to do the good thing.